Breaking news. Things are heating up behind the scenes in Philadelphia, and nothing can take away that exciting feeling. We're getting ready to fly high this season. August is just around the corner. The Bengals are our first target, and many more challenges lie ahead. I have no doubt we're heading for an incredible season. With Howie Roseman at the helm, everything feels more secure. If you believe Howie is an elite general manager, smash that like button. And if you can, drop this in the comments. Howie, thank you for loving the Eagles. Jaylen Carter is officially the most talked about name at Eagles training camp, and for good reason. After missing back-to-back practices with a shoulder injury, concern is quietly growing in the NovaCare complex. He's not on the PUP or NFI list, so technically it's not a major red flag yet, but the fact that he's not participating at all raises some questions. And considering he's eligible for a contract extension after this season, fans and front office alike will be watching this very closely. Carter is one of the most dominant defensive tackles in football. He was second-team All-Pro last season, and let's not forget, he led all defensive tackles in snaps, had the most batted passes, 7, 3 forced fumbles, and ranked in the top 5 across almost every pressure and win rate category. If he stays healthy and repeats that production in 2025, he's going to be looking at a $30 to $40 million per year deal, easily. On the flip side, the tone around Jalen Hurts is completely different. He's been on fire. From OTAs to minicamp and now into training camp, Hurts is nearly flawless. We're talking about a 97% completion rate in practice so far. That's not a typo. Even with Kevin Patullo stepping in as the new offensive coordinator, Hurts is showing no signs of needing a learning curve. His decision-making is sharp, he's throwing with touch, and he's protecting the ball. Day 2 of camp, he opened with a perfect 9 for 9. Highlights included a tight window throw to Dallas Goedert, a precision pass to A.J. Brown, and a difficult rolling left throw to DeVonta Smith. His only hiccup came against All-Pro linebacker Zach Bond, who got a hand in for a pass breakup. But Hurts ended team drills 17 of 19. No touchdowns, no picks, just clean execution. Speaking of A.J. Brown, he continues to be a nightmare matchup, and it's paying dividends for younger corners like Kelee Ringo. Ringo is getting valuable reps against one of the top wideouts in the NFL, and while Brown often comes out on top, the tight coverage from Ringo is encouraging. AJ even said it's part of his job to help develop teammates, and this camp battle could elevate Ringo's game to another level. It's that classic iron sharpens iron energy. Let's pivot to the other side of the secondary. Quinnen Mitchell has been one of the breakout stories so far. After playing almost exclusively at right corner as a rookie, Vic Fangio is experimenting with having
Mitchell played both sides. That could set him up to shadow top receivers in 2025. He's absolutely built for it. Last year he locked down WR1S at Toledo, and he's already proven he can do it in the league. Matching up against A.J. Brown in camp has been electric, and Mitchell hasn't just been showing out on the field. He's also keeping close ties with Darius Slay, now with the Steelers. They talk regularly, and that kind of mentorship could be huge for his development. At nickel, the Eagles might have something brewing with rookie McWilliams. Drafted out of UCF, he mostly played outside in college, but Fangio believes he could transition inside. That's notable, especially with Cooper DeJean getting reps at safety and nickel. McWilliams is blazing fast, 4.4 speed, and if he can carve out a role as a backup nickel, that fills a gap left by Avonte Maddox. Keep your eyes on him over the next few weeks. Jordan Davis deserves a spotlight too. The transformation is real. He's down 26 pounds from last season and hasn't been this light since his sophomore year at Georgia. He credits hard work, consistency, and even Peloton workouts for the change. His attitude is upbeat, his energy is high, and his teammates have taken notice. Landon Dickerson said Davis came into camp in great shape, and you can tell by just looking at the before and after photos. He's motivated, and after a solid 2024, the Eagles are banking on him taking an even bigger leap. Speaking of Dickerson, he dropped one of the most grounded and mature quotes you'll hear this camp. Every team has an expiration date. The 2024 team does not exist. It's on to 2025. That's the kind of mindset Philly lacked after their 2017 Super Bowl. This time around, the locker room has moved on. They're hungry for more. The goal is clear. build a dynasty, not just celebrate a one-off championship. That competitive fire shows up in other roster battles, too. Tyler Steen looks to be the frontrunner at right guard after the departure of Mike Becton. A third-round pick out of Alabama, Steen had a rocky start to his NFL career but seems to be rounding into form. It's his job to lose. He's athletic, versatile, and has a great chance to lock that spot down. Let's touch on the safety room. It's wide open. Cooper DeJean is taking first-team reps at safety in base packages and then shifting to nickel and sub-packages. Andrew Makuba got a shot at first-team nickel today, which meant Sidney Brown was bumped down the depth chart. Andre Sam, a UDFA out of LSU, also saw reps. Fangio is mixing and matching constantly, clearly still in evaluation mode. But that kind of competition can bring the best out of everyone. Another player flying under the radar is Jihad Campbell. Coming off a minor injury, he wasn't even expected to be ready for camp. But here he is, flying around and impressing. Vic Fangio had high praise for him and pointed to his track record with linebackers like Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. If Campbell stays healthy, he could become one of the biggest draft steals of the year. At 31st overall, the upside is ridiculous. Tanner McKee continues to stake his claim as one of the best backup QBs in the NFL. Big arm, smart decision maker, and composed in the pocket. If other teams start dealing with injuries, don't be surprised if trade interest ramps up. That said, the Eagles shouldn't move him. He's under contract for 2 more years, and having a high-end backup is invaluable, especially when your starter is Jalen Hurts, who has had his share of minor injuries. So Eagles fans, here's the question. With Jaylen Carter sidelined and Hurts playing like an MVP again, how do you feel about the team's early camp performance so far? Let me know in the comments, what's your biggest takeaway? Let's pick it up with more from this extremely competitive camp atmosphere. The battles aren't just limited to the secondary or offensive line. The linebacker group is also buzzing with intrigue. One name to watch is Nolan Smith. He was on the WIP Midday Show and made it clear his goal for the 2025 season is 12 sacks. That's a major leap from his rookie campaign, where he logged just 1 sack, but he added 4 more in the playoffs. Smith believes this is the year he explodes. If he delivers on that goal, he's going to be looking at a monster extension, $20 to $30 million per year, maybe even more. And what's important is that it's not just talk. He's been relentless in practice, flashing his quickness off the edge and looking more confident in his role. Veteran presence is also helping mold this group. New additions like Adoree Jackson are not just competing for starting jobs, they're mentoring younger guys like Khalil Ringo. The Eagles are mixing experience and youth across all defensive units, which has become a clear theme under Nick Sirianni and Vic Fangio. It's all about depth and adaptability. If one player goes down, the next man up has to be ready. And right now, the coaching staff is working to make sure that happens through reps, experimentation, and competition. And on the topic of Vic Fangio, this man is hands-on. He's not just overseeing practice from a distance. He's involved in the details, moving players around, adjusting roles, and creating versatile assignments. The defense we'll see in 2025 won't be static. Expect constant movement, flexible coverage schemes, and disguised blitzes. That's how Fangio gets the most out of his players.